AH-64 Apache, why India chose the world's most advanced attack helicopter. When India went shopping for a true heavy attack helicopter, the brief was blunt. Fight hot and high, see first and shoot first at night, and in dust storms, survive hits, and plug straight into a modern battlefield network. The AH-64E Apache ticked each box not as a promise but as a proven playbook. Desert wars, mountain edges, and years of upgrades baked into the airframe. That is why you now see Apaches on Indian flight lines alongside indigenous light attack platforms. Different tools for different jobs, with the Apache carrying the heaviest hammer. Start with the way it sees and thinks. A tandem cockpit pairs the pilot with a gunner who can hand off targets in seconds. The Apache's sensor suite, electro-optical infrared sights, laser designator, and helmet-slaved cueing, lets crews point sensors where their eyes look and lock weapons at standoff ranges. The signature advantage is the mast-mounted fire control radar above the rotor hub. Peeking over ridge lines or tree lines, it scans for moving armor and low flyers, classifies threats, and shares a target list digitally. In practical terms, an Apache can pop up, harvest targets, and drop back into cover before an enemy knows what painted them. Firepower matches that vision. The 30mm M230 chain gun under the chin slews with the gunner's view and delivers precise, walk-in bursts against infantry, light vehicles, and firing points. Stub wings carry a mix built for layered fights. Radar-guided Hellfire-class missiles for armored columns, multi-purpose laser-guided variants for bunkers and boats, and 70mm rockets, including precision-guided kits when required, for area suppression without overspending a missile. Wingtip rails can mount air-to-air missiles to SWAT helicopters and drones out to several kilometers. In Indian service profiles, that means one sortie can interdict armor in the plains, smash hardened posts in deserts, and still keep a self-defense bite against rotary wing threats. Survivability is engineered, not wished for. The Apache's systems are redundant. Dual hydraulic circuits, separated flight controls, crash-worthy seats, and fuel tanks. Critical boxes sit behind armor and spaced structure. The main rotor and gearbox are designed to keep turning long enough to get home after damage. Self-protection fits modern threats. Missile warners, radar, laser warners, and dispensers for flares and chaff. In dust and heat, particle separators protect the engines. In the dark, the aircraft flies to the numbers because its avionics were built around night combat from the start. Hot and high performance matters on the subcontinent. From Rajasthan's summer heat to Ladakh's density altitude, the Apache's power plant and rotors are tuned for lift and control margins where thin air punishes lesser machines. That keeps weapon loadouts meaningful instead of theoretical, and allows crews to climb ridgelines with enough reserve to fight on arrival. It is why the platform shows up on both western and northern sectors when the script calls for heavy ordnance with precision at range. The other reason India chose the Apache is time. Legacy Mi-2535 gunships could not meet modern sensor-docile weapons demands, and indigenous light attack helicopters excel in very high mountains, but live in a different weight class. The AH-64E arrived with a global sustainment chain, training simulators in-country, and tactics already written from decades of use. That compressed the learning curve. Indian crews moved rapidly from conversion to complex night gunnery and networked missions. Networked is the keyword. The Apache's mission computer fuses inputs from its own sensors, other aircraft, and ground elements on secure data links. Crews pass target tracks to artillery or surface-to-surface missiles, or receive cues from UAVs for a pop-up and prosecute run. In mixed packages, Apaches mark, strike, and cover for lighter attack helicopters and ground forces, acting as the quarterback that reads the field and calls the shot. Sustainment and industry were part of the calculus. The airframe is modular with line-replaceable units and built-in diagnostics, which means high availability when spares and technicians are positioned forward. On the industrial side, Indian factories produce Apache fuselage structures for the global fleet, anchoring a supply base and skills pipeline at home. That is not just offsets, it is a hedge for long-term support and upgrades. Mission sets in Indian colors are wide. anti-armor interdiction in the planes, deep strike against logistics nodes and air defense emitters cued by electronic warfare teams, counterinsurgency support with precise, short bursts when collateral must be near zero, counter UAS patrols over key infrastructure, escort for assault and heavy lift helicopters, and in coastal belts, overwatch for convoys and small boat threats when weather pins fixed-wing assets. Finally, upgrades keep the platform current. The Echo standard brings stronger data links, improved engines and gearboxes, better maritime tolerance, and growth room for future sensors and weapons. As India fields more standoff precision munitions and unmanned systems, the Apache's role as a sensor shooter hub only grows. It will either pull the trigger or make sure the right partner does. India chose the Apache because it collapses distance between detection and decision, and between decision and decisive effect. Day or night, dust or drizzle in heat or thin air. It complements indigenous light attack helicopters rather than competing with them, giving commanders a ladder of options from stealthy high-altitude stalking to heavy radar-cued strikes. When a battlefield needs precision with armor-killing force under tough conditions, Apache is the dependable answer. For platform primers, tactics explainers, and comparative charts on India's air assault ecosystem, visit globalinfoveda.com.